The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks, go.
Okay, bonus episode of Locked On Canucks. Am I going to order a Connor McDavid jersey tomorrow? Probably not. Am I a Connor McDavid fan today? Yes, I am, because he saved our country, okay? Donald Trump, take that. I can be Canadian tomorrow, and it's because of Connor McDavid. Let's talk about it on Locked On Canucks.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
People, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. Not really, okay? But we are talking about your Canucks, right? Your country. I think the definition of a Canuck is a Canadian, right? And it's ironic because we got to do this. We got to say thank you, Connor McDavid, man. Thank you to the greatest player on earth. Thank you to a dude who I said earlier was getting challenged, okay? The face of the league, that title was almost not going to be his, okay? For a short time. It was about to be Nathan MacKinnon's, the tournament MVP, a guy who scored a goal today too. Heck, I thought it was going to be Brady Tkachuk or Matthew Tkachuk. Hey, Brady Tkachuk played a huge game today. I thought it was going to be him. Because this tournament meant a lot, okay? A lot of people were tuning in. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the most watched NHL game of all time. And for a moment there was a chance that the narrative or the conversations would have started to happen. Would they have made sense? No, but we're delusional and we're bored and we're Canadian, okay? Speaking of which, Connor McDavid scores the game-winning goal in overtime and wins the Four Nations Tournament Charity Extravaganza Championship for Team Canada. Heartbreaking for the United States of America. Let's be real, okay? Okay, I'll empathize a bit before I go in. But man, oh man, that one hurt, okay? Before the game starts, Charlie McAvoy reading the starting lineup for Team US of A, okay? He starts crying. He starts getting emotional. I had to, like, slap my face, slap myself in the face. Was this the Olympics? Was I missing something? I didn't know this tournament meant that much, okay? AKA, I didn't know it meant that much for that core of United States of American players who's, somewhat pro Donald Trump. I didn't know it was so important for them to beat Canada at an all-star break tournament. But it was. And you know what? Rightfully so. To each their own. When I saw Charlie McAvoy cry, it kind of humbled me, okay? Because here I was, making fun of the intensity that U.S. showed and the anger and the bloodthirst and Bill Guerin's comments. I'm like, what are you guys doing? It's an all-star break tournament, but hey, it meant a lot to these guys. And again, to each their own. And it is what it is, right? You see that prior to the game. I'm not even American, even though I'm from Green Bay, Wisconsin / Surrey, British Columbia. Again, it kind of got to me, okay, that this game meant a lot. That being said, I guarantee this. The loss means more to the U.S. than the win does to Canada. Does that sound crazy? Because to me, as a Canadian, we're tuning up for the Olympics, okay? It is what it is. But it was nice to shut the Americans up because prior to today's game, they were getting way too noisy and also did not stand up for Canada and hockey, okay? Bill Guerin brushing off the statements made by Donald Trump regarding him wishing U.S. luck and us Canadians possibly being the 51st state. He put that in the statement too. And Bill Guerin could have defended the honor of hockey. Again, Bill Guerin, you don't have a job if it's not for Canada, okay? You're not a millionaire if it's not for Canada's love for the game, okay? There's like 15 American teams missing in hockey if there's not revenue sharing in Canada, okay? Or in the NHL, courtesy of the Canadian dollar, okay? Bill Guerin deserved this. The United States of America deserved this. They did. Got way too cocky at a charity extravaganza all-star break tournament. Like, relax. You had a chance to be a leader, chance to be a companion, yet you chose to only think about yourself. It's weird. IMO just odd. And again, karma was felt. And it was felt at the hands of Connor McDavid. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Correct me wrong, please. But did that game not look similar to Crosby's game back against the United States at the Olympics in Vancouver. Okay, a really quiet game. McDavid bobbling the puck, just not functional. Okay, just not optimal. When again the league, all the eyeballs watching the game, the league needed him, the country needed him. Okay, we needed to defeat Donald Trump and the Americans. We needed him, and it almost didn't happen. It took this guy 68 minutes to look good, and when he had his chance right in the slot, he looked optimal. Okay, he looked clinical. What a goal to again destroy America. They're lucky Donald Trump had a meeting in Washington, okay? If he, come on. All the funding would have been destroyed for U.S. hockey if he was at the game, okay? They lucky. Man, oh man, karma. Again, though, Crosby, McDavid, the connection, it just seems so relevant, okay? Like the passing of the torch and all that jazz. And I know it's not the Olympics, but it was just so touching to see. I know I'm a Canucks fan, and I'm gonna hate McDavid tomorrow, but to see that happen was storybook-ish. Okay, again, Crosby struggles in 2010, but scores the overtime winner. McDavid over here does the same thing, and it's fitting. Okay, Canada delivers karma, and we can be Canada again. I like it. Okay, let's get to some comments before we get out of here. And before I leave, I do want to touch on Brady Tkachuk too, because there's some Canucks connection, okay? And that guy is so entertaining. That being said, your comments. Derek Whalen saying Edmontonians are jazzing up in their pants. Jazzing up in their pants? What does that mean? Edmontonians don't need more ego. Again, this is a strange day, okay? Like I said, man, Canucks fans love McDavid today because he saved Canada. It's crazy. I know. And man, oh man, giving it to the Edmonton fans, man. They loving life right now, right? We loving them. Not really. Okay. F Edmonton, okay? Thank you, McDavid. I'll cheer for you for one more day, but that's it, okay? Real hockey starts in almost 48 hours. Next comment. Look at this comment, okay? Tyrone States. Yeah, change your name to Tyrone Canada, man. What's going on there? Tyrone States, are you an op? A psyop? Anywho, he's saying Sam Bennett to Vancouver. Yo, Sam Bennett, we're talking about this tomorrow, unless there's like Canucks news, but is Sam Bennett not the replacement for JT Miller if he's a free agent? Right? Good old Canadian boy, too. Am I tripping? Because he plays the game the right way. And he was so good today. I think there were 2 periods. He had, 6 shots? A goal? He was in your face. He's that dude. And again, there's somewhat of a connection to Vancouver with Sam Bennett. I mean, wasn't he like 12 years old when he played against the Vancouver Canucks in the first round of the playoffs in 2015? Wasn't that somewhat of his coming out party? And speaking of that, like what a career this guy's had. All over the place when it comes to his statistical pedigree, but somewhat has always been an X factor because he doesn't need to get points to be an impact player. He just rises up to the occasion. What a player, and a guy that's going to get, this guy, what's Sam Bennett's contract? Because I'm thinking it's got to be like 8.5 plus, right? To lure him away from Florida. There's no tax there. Is he a $9 million player? Am I tripping? Anyways, next comment. Man, oh man, Bob Bluger saying love that Crosby referred to McJesus as Dave-O. What does that mean? I'm not Canadian, okay? I'm not that Canadian. I'm Canadian. Don't get me wrong, but maybe it's like a Canadian reference, okay? I tried, man. I tried all week gearing up for it, but don't worry. When the Olympics come around the corner next year, dude, I'm doing it. Okay? I'm bathing in maple leaves, okay? Bathing in maple syrup, okay? Washing my face in maple syrup. It is what it is. I'll be back, okay? Next comment. Where's this one? Right here. Okay, we have to talk about this. Okay, Happy Jack's saying, is it just me, but it shouldn't have been Jordan Binnington for player of the game. You are absolutely right. Who did they give it to? Connor McDavid? They had to do that, okay? They had to do that. Okay? Everyone's watching this game, okay? Everyone's watching this game. They need Connor McDavid to be the face. He scored the game-winning goal. Just let him be that guy, okay? So let a bunch of people YouTube who Connor McDavid is, because that guy's highlight reel can put people onto the game. Yes, fighting and the brouhahas and the violence and all that stuff is in us. It's innate. We love it as sports fans, and that stuff works. But Connor McDavid highlights will make you into a Canucks. A Canucks fan, a hockey fan. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop glazing Connor McDavid. But yeah, Binnington. If he's given player of the game, like, dude, you do the research on Jordan Binnington, you may never watch hockey again. You know what I'm saying? All that being said, how about that performance in overtime, man? That was clutch. That was clutch. U.S. could have won this game 3 times, 4 times. He absolutely robs Brady Tkachuk. Again, Brady Tkachuk 1 goal away from being the face of hockey. And let me tell you something. Look at that guy's face. Look at that guy's face, man. That could have been the face of hockey. He also robs Matthews, I think, in the following draw. After the following faceoff. He also dropped Austin Matthews in front of the net in overtime, too, after receiving a pass from somebody. But an absolute stone-cold killer in overtime for Jordan Binnington in Canada. And, yeah, he did his thing, okay? I'll read one more comment, then I got to get out of here. And then I'll talk about Brady Tkachuk. But, yeah, Canada, and Vancouver loves Connor McDavid. Okay. What else are we going to... Okay, Bob Luger saying it feels so dirty to cheer for Marner and McDavid, but they were awesome. Yeah, Mitch Marner played really good in the second half of that game. Dude, I felt really, really confused early on, too. Like, why was John Cooper rolling 4 lines in the first period of this game? Like, has he not watched the Oilers play? And what's the guy's name? Curtin Block. What's the Oilers head coach name? Dude, in big games, you just always got to play McDavid. You got to get him going. That's the X factor, okay? All he needs is a couple of seconds. And he has a great shot, too. So, yeah, I wasn't completely surprised that it took McDavid a while to get going. And it's kind of ironic because Marner, who's, not known to be big in big games, gets put with McDavid later in the game. And, yeah, things happen, okay? Things happen. A little bit of a spark here and there. I also thought Braden Point played a strong game today, too. Braden Point, what a player. Speaking of what a player, Brady Tkachuk, okay? Again, I love the boys over at Locked On Senators, Ross and Brandon. Again, you got to check out the show. It's just such a great hockey podcast. It's one of the best hockey podcasts in Canada. Again, those guys are the brothers, and those guys have been doing that podcast for like 6 years, and they've never covered one playoff game. And every time that conversation comes up between us and the boys, we drool over the fact that the league hasn't seen the best of Brady Tkachuk. That guy is built to put on for the game, okay? Full of entertainment. And at times, due to immaturity, quote unquote, or just him being a bit of a spaz, quote unquote, and him just being just so ecstatic to play the game. That guy has a different fascination for the game. He also plays it like his father. He plays it rough. He plays it the right way. It leads to, again, pure entertainment in big games. And Ottawa, right now, if my math is correct, over the last 25 to 30 games, they've been one of the best teams in the league. They may make the playoffs this year, and I hope it happens for Ross and Brandon at the nation capital for the Ottawa Senators. And I just hope the league, because I want the league to win. Again, prior to Bill Guerin being a dumbass, to be honest, for real. Like, you got to say more. You got to back Canada up. I know you're the GM of America, but you got to back Canada up because hockey's paid your bills. Anyways, prior to that happening, I was really, really team NHL, right? Like, I just want what's best for the game. Everyone's going to be watching. And Brady Tkachuk was a big part of that, okay? Whether it be him dropping the gloves or just him being full of shenanigans, he's just such a full value player when it comes to categorizing and analyzing entertainment value. And at the end of the day, yeah, this is a sport, but if we want it to grow, we need more people to watch and more people to stick to the game. And like, Brady Tkachuk's a character. He's a bit of a meme too. Like he's a main character, and he had a hell of a tournament. And you best believe he is so devastated that he's a loser tonight. I'm sorry, okay? That was a mean thing to say, but we won, and the Americans lost. Okay, karma. Keep my country out of your mouth. Is that what the kids are saying? Anyways, my name's Kyle Bound, KYLEBHAWAN. One love to the Burnaby Gardens and the Don't Doze Art Collective for letting us use their space to give you the show. Go Canada, go! Tomorrow it's Puck Connor McDavid, but today it's thank you Connor McDavid. Like I said, man, human beings, we're hypocrites, okay? And at least I admit it, okay? You might as well live your truth. Like I said, my name's Kyle Bound. Have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good night. We don't know when you're watching this or listening to this, but hey, Locked On and Locked On Canucks really does appreciate it. Peace.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.